Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about this bad boy right here. Okay. But I'm going to be talking about this really cool collection here. It's the new Festival collection by ABH Cosmetics. I'm just going to open it now and hope that it's not a disaster inside. Okay, so I basically just wanted to show you what the inside of the box looked like because I thought the presentation was so pretty and it's just very seasonal appropriate, you know? So basically this comes with one 10-piece brush set, an eyeshadow palette, and 6 eyelights, which are basically liquid eyeshadows. First I'm going to show you what the eyeshadow palette looks like because I'd say this is probably the main attraction here. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's like in a cardboard packaging. When you open it up, there is a mirror, and then this is what all of the shades look like. And I featured some of these things on my Instagram stories when I first got it in the mail, and I did some swatches, so if you follow me over on Instagram, you probably already saw that. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you should go do that because I post a lot more makeup looks there, and I also post like swatches and stuff like that on my Instagram stories. My username is @TESSA. It's always linked down below. So like I said, I have swatched these, and so far the swatches seem super promising. They seem really pigmented. They do seem kind of powdery, but ABH Cosmetics is always really affordable and they always have sales going on, and I don't know, they just seem really promising. So we're gonna see how they apply to the eyes today. I haven't put any of this actually on my face yet. Next here we have this 10-piece brush set, and as you can see on the back, there's both face brushes and eye brushes. And I did a poll on my Instagram to see if you would rather me do a giveaway with these brushes or if you want to see me use them in this video, and it was about half and half, but most people voted for the giveaway. And I have the most ridiculous brush collection ever, and even though I would like to keep these, I think it would be cool to give this away to someone. So I'll explain the rules in a little bit. I didn't really plan this out, but I figured I would do like a little giveaway with these brushes in this video. I did open them up. I obviously haven't touched any of the bristles, but I use a lot of ABH Cosmetics brushes and they're always really good quality, especially for the price. They're always really soft. And they have some nice detail brushes too. I always recommend the Rose Quartz set to you guys. So if you're looking to purchase some ABH Cosmetics brushes, I think the Rose Quartz set is a really good one to try out. It also has face and eye brushes. But just pulling these out of the pack, they have bright pink handles, which is really cute. And I did slip open the bag a little bit and I felt one of the handles in here, and they're like a soft touch. Like if you've ever had anything by NARS, you know how it's like that black soft touch packaging? That's what the handles feel like, so I think that's kind of nice. And then finally in this collection are the eyelights, which are basically liquid eyeshadows. They're similar to the ColourPop Supernova eyeshadows, the Lime Crime Diamond Dews. Kylie Cosmetics came out with some. The Stila Magnificent Metals. I feel like these have really blown up in the past year or two, and I think they're a really cool idea. A problem that I usually have with them is that once they dry down, they get really dry and almost like flake off of your eyes, so I do have a hard time wearing them sometimes. But like I said, I swatched these on my Instagram stories. I haven't put them on my eyes, but these seem like they have a different formula than the other ones that I've tried. I find that the Lime Crime Diamond Dews don't really flake on me, but the other ones I do have a hard time with the glitter falling out on my face and them just like chunking off my eye after a couple of hours. These seem like the formula is a little bit thinner, so and they don't dry down as dry, they don't get super crunchy, so I guess we'll see today once I put them on my eyes. So now, because I don't know the prices of these off the top of my head, so I'm going to look up what the prices are really quick and then we'll get into some swatches. So starting off with the price of the eyeshadow palette here, it looks like it's available on ABH Cosmetics right now for $14.50, which is obviously, I mean, that's a really good price for all of these eyeshadows, assuming that the eyeshadows work well. And then I also looked, and this is also available at Ulta, but it's the full price, which is $18. So the normal price of this is $18, but like I said, ABH Cosmetics literally almost always has some type of sale going on. So right now, this is 19% off. Not 20, 19% off. As for the brushes, like I said, I'm not going to use them in today's video. I'm going to do a giveaway with these, but these are normally $24 for 10 brushes, which, quick math in my head, I think it's about a little over $2 a brush, which is also very affordable. But they're on sale right now at bhcosmetics.com for $18. They're 25% off. And so with BH Cosmetics, I would say if you don't see something on sale that you want at the moment, I would just say wait like even a couple of days and check back, and it might be on sale. They switch their sales around all the time, but I think everything that is on their site will go on sale at least once. I mean, like I said, the sales are going on all the time. And as for the highlights, these aren't available yet. They're going to be available on April 20th, and I'm not sure about the price. I'll figure out the price and I'll put it somewhere, hopefully in text, somewhere around here, so you know how much they're going to be. By the time this video goes up, it should be probably after April 20th, so these should be available once this video is live. So now I thought I would just do some quick finger swatches with these just so you can see what the colors look like on my skin. I'm just going to do one swipe and see how they look. Right here, I'm just going to swatch them by row. So this is the top row here. This one is Trixie, Candy, Ultimate, Carnival, and Escape. This one here is called Hippie, Dippy, Wicked, Magical, and Boho. This one, Dippy, I have to say I hate that name, but I think that one's gonna be my favorite in the palette. It's such a pigmented pink. So this one here is called Swag, Flash, Spirit, Solstice, and Electric. I feel like you could just make an entire eye look out of just this row right here. It looks really pretty together. So this one here is called Trance, Palooza, Neon, Euphoria, and Hipster. So now I'm gonna swatch these highlights for you really quickly. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am already so obsessed with these. These are so cool, and they have such a unique consistency compared to other liquid eyeshadows that I've tried. This one here, which is called BFF, seems like the most opaque out of the whole bunch. This one I feel like if you had a shadow underneath of it, it might cover it up completely. These ones would cover it up almost completely, but they kind of have a see-through-ness to them, to where I feel like if you blended them out, then they could just come off as kind of a topper. The shades are BFF, Psych, Chill Pill, Gnarly, Fresh, and Gal Pal. Fresh is kind of a cool color because in the bottle it just looks like a yellowy golden color, but on the skin it has a lot of pink reflex to it, so it's really duochrome. All of these have a lot of duochrome-ness to them. This one's just like a straight up silver. Honestly, don't even want to take these off my arm. They look so freaking cool. Alright, now we got all of the info out of the way. I think I'm going to start putting it on my eyes. I already have my eyebrows on, and my eyes are also primed. I just primed them with Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and set it with translucent powder. Okay, so it seems like most of the shimmery colors are the more cool tones, and then a lot of the matte colors are more the warm tones. So what I think I'm going to do is put the warm tones in my crease, obviously because they're mattes, and then put the shimmers on my lid, and then pop a couple of these highlights on top. That's the plan. So since I already know that these are super pigmented by the swatches, I'm gonna start by going in with a really small brush. That way it doesn't get blown out too crazy, since we're not really working with any transition colors. There is this pink color here, which is lighter than obviously that pink. There's some neutral shades, which I think is kind of cool because you can obviously create a more natural look with this too, because there's just more soft, warm colors. But there's no real transition shade, which is fine because if I'm going into this palette, I'm probably going to do a bright eye look anyway. So I'm going to start by going in with the Makeup Shack T63. It's just a tiny little blending brush, and I'm going to go in with the color, nope, I'm going to go in with the color Hippie, which is the orange. Right off the bat, I can tell you that the one thing I think that this palette is missing, I don't think a transition color is really necessary, but I have a peeve with palettes when they have colors like this, or even like a really warm tone palette, and they don't have a yellow. I don't know why it's not such a common thing. I feel like yellow should be in every bright or warm tone palette. I feel like there should be a yellow in this palette. There's this one here, but it's like a golden shimmer color. I mean, I swatched it before, but you know, it's like, it's not a matte yellow. Every palette needs a matte yellow, just the best color. Anyways, mini rant over. I'm going to be going in with that orange shade. I'm going to be focusing this color right on the very, very inner part of my crease. And I'm going to go a little bit above my natural crease because I'm going to be cutting out, obviously, a double cut crease. And since I have smaller eyes, if I go right into my crease, the lid shades will just have absolutely no room. So I'm going to go a little bit higher. And I'm going to first place that color right where I want it to be. And then go in with a more fluffy brush with no product on it and just blend out the edges. So as you can see, I just placed that color on the very inner part of my crease. It's okay if it gets on your lid. Like I said, we're gonna cut it out. And then I went in with a fluffy brush and I just blended out the edges. And it kind of went into the middle of my crease, but that's okay because it's gonna help us blend into the next color, which is gonna be Dippy right here, which I think is gonna be my favorite color in the whole palette. I'm just gonna use the same brush there and pretty much follow the same steps. I'm gonna be hitting that one right in the center of my crease this time and blending it out the same exact way. Alright, and I know this step is a little bit repetitive, but now I'm going to be going in with color Swag right here, which is that matte purple. Same brush as I've been using this whole time, and I'm just going to be placing that right next to the pink on the very outer portion of my crease, and then I'm going to be flicking this color outward so it's kind of like a winged out shape. Like I said, it's okay if it gets a little messy down here because I'm going to be cutting it out with some concealer, and then I also obviously don't have my foundation on, so anything that gets a little bit messy out in this region I can just clean up. So that's why I like to do my eyes first. I was a little worried with these shadows since, like I said, they're really, really pigmented and like saturated with color, that once you place them on the eye that they wouldn't blend out very well, but these are blending out super easily. They're blending into each other super easily, so far, thumbs up. Cut my crease today. I'm going to be using the ColourPop concealer, and this is in a new shade. It's the white shade. I've been using this under my eyes, not the white shade, just like my normal shade, and I don't really like it under my eyes, but I've really been liking this white color to like cut out my cut creases or use it as a base on my eyes since it's white and it's also really sticky, so it just makes the colors pop a lot more, and I think it'll look really good as like the negative space in the double cut crease since it'll be really bright. And I'm going to be cutting it out with a Makeup Shack T75, which is just like this little liner brush. As you probably know, this is what I like to cut my creases out with. And I'm probably not going to explain this too much. I have a full kind of talk through tutorial on how I do a double cut crease. I think it's the Anastasia Soft Glam tutorial. I feel like I was pretty in depth with explaining how I did that, so I'm just going to kind of cut it out right now, starting at the inner corner and then wing it out. Now that I've cut out the entire crease, and I also put a light layer of concealer over my entire lid just to kind of even it out, and then it'll kind of be a little bit sticky of base for these shimmer shadows. And I'm going to start by going in right here with this color, which is called Euphoria. It's like the yellow shimmery color. I'm just going to be using a really small brush, like I said, because we're packing a whole bunch of colors right next to each other. This is the Morphe 213 brush. And I'm just going to take a bit of that color and pop it right on the very inner portion of my lid. And I'm going to be mindful to kind of leave a gap in between where I'm placing this color and where I cut out the crease, because again, we want that to kind of be like a negative space there. This is a step that's going to be pretty repetitive also. So now I'm going to go in with the color Neon, which is the shimmery green color, and pop it right next to that yellow, blending the two together. And again, not covering up the entire part that we cut out. And my lid is slightly sticky from the concealer that I put down, but not too much. And I'm not putting any Fix Plus on my brush or anything, and these shimmers are applying really nicely. Next to that green shade, I'm going to go in with the color Ultimate, which is kind of like a turquoise color. I don't know if I've mentioned yet, but there is some kickback in the palette, which doesn't bother me as long as the shadows are blending nicely, which they are, but just something to keep in mind, I guess. You kind of see what we're doing here. Now we're going to go in with this blue color, which is called Trance, and placing that right next to that. And once I get to this outer portion here, I'm going to start flicking it out just like I did the crease colors. But I'm just going to keep this blue on the very outer portion of my eye and not wing it out too much, because I'm going to put one last color to wing out here. And as you can see now that I've placed them, there's still that line here where I cut out the crease, but it's not super sharp, so I am going to go in again and clean up the edges here, but as you can see, there's a space there. And the last color for the lid, I'm going to go in with the color Wicked, which is like a purpley color, but it's kind of duochrome. You might have seen in the swatches. Kind of has a bluish pink reflect maybe. It's really pretty. And this is the color we're going to place right next to the blue and then start winging it out a bit. I just thought I would start to go back in with the same colors and layer over the top with some Fix Plus with the shadows just to see if they would get a little bit more metallic, and they definitely did. These shadows are honestly amazing. These are truly really good shadows, and I would pay Sephora high-end prices for this palette. Before I go in and cut the crease again, just to make it a little bit more refined, I'm gonna go in with a tiny detail brush, something like, I'm gonna go in with the Sigma brush. This is the Sigma EO6 liner brush, so it's just the tiniest little liner brush, and I'm gonna go back in with those crease shades that I used. And you'll probably notice in my tutorials that I like to do this a lot, especially for cut creases, because once you cut the crease out, you can kind of lose most of the deepness right next to the part that you cut out, and it just makes it look so much more clean and defined when you do this step. I'll usually do it with like a black color or something like that. I think it looks really nice if you were doing like one solid color throughout the crease. So I'm just going to take each color that I use in the crease and I'm going to place it with this tiny brush right next to the line that we cut out. And I just feel like it makes your look a lot more detailed. And now is the point where I'm going to go back in and just basically follow that line that I've already cut out and just make sure it's really sharp and defined. Now that the entire crease is cut out, you can see it's a lot more defined than it was before, and it's also a little brighter. So I'm going to take this Destroyed Sugar Pill Taco white eyeshadow, and I'm going to take it on this tiny little detail brush. This is a Sigma L06, and I'm just going to take it on the very tip and just pat this right on top of where I cut out, and that way it sets and it won't crease on me. Okay, I'm gonna go catch up this eye so it matches this eye, and then we're gonna play with some of these eye lights, even though I'm kind of sad because I love how this looks without them right now, but I do want to try these out on my eyes so you know how they apply to you. So I will be right back. Okay, now that I have the other eye finished, I think I'm gonna start on my face makeup before I start applying the eye lights, just because I think I'm gonna bring them down on my lower lash line here, so I want to make sure I have everything on, if that makes sense. So if you're interested in anything that I'm going to be wearing on my face, just look down in the description box below, and I always list everything that's on my face most of the time. Also, before I get in that, I thought I would just mention these brushes since I forgot to in the beginning, and if you made it this far, then congratulations. You get to enter a giveaway, I guess. So this is the Festival 10-piece brush set, like I said before. It's gonna be a giveaway. All you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram, and comment below your Instagram or email or any way for me to contact you down in the comments on this YouTube video. That way I have a way to contact you if you win, and then I'll be able to check if you're subscribed to me and following me on Instagram, and I'll contact you if you win. I'll just choose randomly, and yeah, you'll get a message from me if you're gonna win this box of brushes. Okay, now I'm gonna go apply my base makeup and I'll be right back. So I'm gonna do the lower lash line and also start playing with some of these little eye lights. And I don't really want to cover up all the shimmers on my lid just because I think they look so good, which I was kind of planning on like topping the shimmers with these because I thought they were gonna be kind of like lackluster, but they're not. So I think this color was a really cool one. This is the one called Fresh, and it's like, it looks like a yellow in the bottle, but it has like blue, green, purple, pink reflex, so it's really duochrome. So I think to apply it, I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand, because on these doe foot applicators, a lot of product comes out on it. I'm gonna be putting this on the very inner portion of my eye, and I just don't want it to like go everywhere. And I'm gonna pick that up on the brush and just start tapping on the very inner portion of my eyelid and bring it into my inner corner. And make sure just to pat, because I think that is the best way to apply these. Okay, wow, these are so pretty. I actually think I'm just gonna take this on the whole like inner third of my eyelid, and also making sure not to go into that cut part because I don't want to have to cut it out again, that's for sure. I'm gonna like pretty much bring this on the very inner part of my eye. I think I can just apply it straight from the doe foot, and I wiped off a lot of the product on the side, that way it wouldn't be too chunky, and I'm gonna apply it in like a really thin layer, so I'm just going to lightly. And then I'm gonna apply the lower lash shadows before I go in with another one. So I think I think I'm going to bring the color Palooza right here, and I'm going to blend that on the very outer corners of my lower lash line. I'm going to take just this little Real Techniques brush and connect that with the other cool tone colors that I put on the upper part. Next to that color in the center of the lower lash line, I'm going to add the color Dippy, which is my fave. Pop that right in the center and then blend each way. I think I'm just going to end up dragging just the tiniest bit of that Dippy color all the way over that teal color just to kind of create a new shade I think will go better with the upper lash line. And then since I wanted to use this color too, this is the color Electric, and it's like kind of a pastel baby pink matte shade. And I'm going to stick that on the very inner part of my lower lash line. Okay, now I'm going to add one more of these colors. This is the color Psych, which is also one of the cooler, more unique colors, I'd say. As you can see on camera, it's like you almost don't even know what color that is. It's super duochrome. It's like blue, purple, pink, and I think it'll look good right here on the lower lash line, right on the inner part over those pink colors. So I think I'm just going to apply it with the applicator. So I'm going to, again, I just wiped it off on the side here and just paint it on here, stopping about the middle of my eyelid and just focusing most of it on the very inner part. I mean, this got festival real quick, so if you're working with this palette and these, it's definitely like glittery festivalness. I wasn't planning on going this metallic. Okay, I'm gonna go apply some mascara off camera. I'm gonna use the Tarte Man-Eater mascara, and then I'm gonna apply lashes too. These are the Makeup Shack Ivy lashes. Okay, so I also went ahead and added a lip. I just did like a neutral glossy lip because the eyes are so crazy and I'm just a neutral glossy lip type of girl. So I kind of wanted to wrap up my thoughts on this palette. As you probably already know, I love it. I think it's worth every penny, every $18, even if it's not on sale, it's totally worth the $18. I think both the mattes and the shimmers are amazing. I think the color selection is great. The only complaint I have is there's no matte yellow. As for the brushes, I'm sure they're great. The handles feel really nice. I've never really had a problem with any of the BH brushes that I've tried, so I'm sure all of these are great. And like I said before, just leave any way for me to contact you down below in the comments. You can comment anything you want. Follow me on Instagram and subscribe to me on YouTube here, and I'll pick a random winner to win this box of brushes. And then for the highlights, I think these are a little bit more tricky than obviously like a pressed eyeshadow or something, but I'm sure these are going to be really affordable. Again, I don't know what the prices are right now, but I should have put a little annotation in the beginning. These are obviously a little bit more difficult to apply because they are liquid, and I think they can get messy a little bit easier, but they're beautiful. The colors are stunning, and I find that these work better than the ColourPop ones, better than the Kylie ones that I've tried. And I only have one of the Stila ones. This one works fine, but I've also swatched other Stila ones in the store that I didn't like as much. So these have a more unique formula, closer to the Diamond Dews if you've tried those. It's a little bit thinner. But these aren't as chunky glittery as the Diamond Dews, but I'm sure if you want just something super metallic and pretty, I think it's worth picking up one or two. So yeah, I'm really impressed with the whole festival collection, especially for the price. I think it's crazy that you can get all of this cool, unique colored stuff for such affordable price. And like I said, BH sells all the time, so make sure to keep checking back at their website to see if whatever you want is on sale at that moment. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and if I happen to leave anything out that you're wondering, don't be afraid to leave them in the comments below. I'd love to chat with you about it. And if there's anything that you'd like me to add in like future reviews that you feel like that I'm missing from this video, then please let me know, because I want to make sure that I'm including everything that you want to know about these collections. So with all that being said, I'll see you guys next week.